Aloha ka kono ho'i. Welcome back to Mana Mo'o. This is going to be the last, number 5, in the 5-minute guided meditations. From here, we will move into 15-minute meditations. I think that when you are brand new and you are not used to the whole idea, 15 minutes sounds like a lot of time. In actuality, it still is short. Hey, so it's not going to be too bad, and hopefully, some of you from the last meditation were able to go to Thich Nhat Hanh's 20-minute meditation and found that it was not as hard as you thought. Um, One of the things that we're trying to get you to do is also to be able to go to a meditative state without necessarily having to be guided through it. Because sometimes very powerful healing meditations take place when you do it on your own with with no other, sound necessarily, or guided or visual type of meditation. But in the 15-minute meditations, we'll probably be going into further, like chakras and uh, deeper processing of your body and deeper healing type of meditations. I'll talk about mudras and things like that and mantras. But you don't need to know all of those things right now. All you need to know is you have to develop a relationship with yourself, with the observer, who is the one that's the neutral, detached um, part of yourself that is looking at all the different other aspects of yourself. You are getting to know yourself. You are learning to love yourself. You are learning who you are. And it's a joy, it's a wonder, it's really wonderful. And as you begin to do these exercises, you and we'll go into it, but you will find uh, different things that start happening to you that are a little bit on the whoa, did you see that happen, like mystical side. So, for example, I'm going to talk to you about synchronicity. I kind of dropped it into the last Mo'olelo video that we did when I talked about Jung. I said Jung wrote with Linus Pauly, and I was wrong. It's like Wolfgang Pauly, and they wrote on synchronicity, which I said was energy because Wolfgang Pauli is a physicist. Um, but yeah, it kind of is, but they were really looking at the nature of reality. And they both knew that classical physics did not really describe the nature of all reality. And they were both very interested. A lot of the quantum physics people were very interested in this other thing. So one of the things that happens when you get into meditation is you become more in sync with the universe, and you can ask the universe questions and suddenly you'll get an answer out of nowhere. So some of the mo'olelo I'll be telling you will show you how that happens, or how it's happened for me, and how it can happen for you. When those things happen and you realize you're in touch with the universe, oh my goodness. I mean, things just aren't the same. It's life is much more of an adventure. It is much more loving. You feel like you're in the embrace of the entire universe. It's like an experience with your angels, your guides. We call them Aumakua. It could be, your loved ones, or it's just maybe the universe. Maybe it's an angel. We don't know. So I want you to really get a sense of, make sure you know how to breathe, make sure you know that you're observing yourself, make sure that you know to relax. You now also know different places that you can go to find other very experienced masters of meditation Some of them are Western, like John Kabat-Zinn, and some of them are Buddhists. There are sites that are Hindu that I haven't included yet, but once we get into things like chakras, I'll probably do that. So I've mentioned um, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and I've mentioned Thich Nhat Hanh. So there's a lot of people. In the Western sense, Jung was after the same thing. And, Wolfgang Pauli was after the same thing. Nietzsche was after the same thing. I once had a professor tell me Nietzsche was a nihilist, but he really wasn't. So, if you understand this language, then you'll be in a better position. I am also very interested in showing you how you can use this for healing trauma. It's one of those things that I think if you use the meditation that they have in cognitive therapy, but I haven't ever personally been in cognitive therapy myself, but so I don't know how they use it, but many of us can't afford the cost of a therapist, quite frankly. And so that's one of the things that I want to do when I'm doing this meditation, is to really focus on trauma and to focus on what you can do with change that brings up trauma or brings up emotional things that you haven't dealt with yet. And they might be so big that they're already causing you physical problems. So one of the mo'olelo that I'm coming up with is how you process. It's not how you process every single one, but it's an example of how you can process when things come up for you. Your maybe previously uncontrollable depression, uncontrollable anger, uncontrollable sadness, things like that, without a therapist if you don't have one. So, meditation for the poor people. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We can help each other, okay? Stay in the aliveness of the moment. So in this next meditation, it's about sound. And it's a really nice cap off because it's only 5 minutes, but it gives you this opportunity to sit in silence. Now, what I'm going to do is every minute I will ring this so that a minute has passed. So you're not going to be completely, totally left on your own. I know sometimes when people are left on their own meditating, they do get very anxious. Sometimes that's because they're so used to distracting themselves, and the anxiety is covering something else. And it could be covering a lot of things. So the best thing to do is not to try to analyze it at first, but to stand aside, look at it, go, I feel nervousness, and just name it and don't judge it. Don't go to fix it. Don't aspire to change it. Just, okay, I noticed that. With sound, because of the vibration of sound, it sort of helps you when I'm not talking. I will begin the meditation and then I will hit the gong. The sound, if you just follow it as you're quietly sitting, just follow the sound. Breathing, but following the sound. You can feel something different. It's not just a sound. You can feel it in your body. Many people use it for healing in many different ways. Like I said the last time, there are shamans use drums. People chant. The chant is not so much the word as the vibration that you're making with your throat. There's the Aborigines use the didgeridoo. Hawaiians use conch shell for ceremonies and to call people in. And it does really, when you hear that conch shell, you can really feel it in your body. So I wanted to give you that experience. because it allows you to find a space where you can easily go to an empty mind just by following the sound. Um, as you get into it, you'll find there's all kinds of sounds, because they have actually found now that there are, I think they call it hertz, HZ anyway, HZ sounds, and they have different frequencies from, 400 to like 800 or something. And each frequency brings you to another level of awareness. You can find them on YouTube. It's kind of better to plug it in and listen to it on earphones, especially if you're listening to something called binaural beats, because what they do is they have two different tones going in their two different ears. And so what it does is it balances the mind, but it causes this little thing and then it balances the mind in it. It's a very interesting phenomenon. For example, sometimes when I'm feeling like in the last video, I just kept chewing on my mouth because I had a little thing where I bit the side of my mouth, and it was really painful. And I found a sound that said it could work on pain and keeping infection at bay, and I put it on, and I was in a lot of pain. But after I used the HC, it was an HC sound. After I did that, the pain was gone. So sound can be really, really interesting. So I think, is that it? Yep. Just notice how you react to the total silence. It's not going to be absolutely total. It'll just be a little bit in the bell, the chime, the gong. Then it'll stop for a little bit. And you just breathe. Just breathe right through it. And love yourself through it. Just notice yourself. Be objective. Be observant. And love yourself. We are also moving to a place where we understand where loving yourself means you eat well, you take care of yourself, you have fun, you do the things that give you joy. You don't just work, you do the things that bring you joy, and you find the kind of work that you're really suited for and you really love doing. I hope this is going to be a good one. Okay, as usual, get yourself into a comfortable position, legs crossed, back straight, but not rigid. Scan your body. Put your hands loosely in your lap. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Take a deep breath. And exhale. One last deep breath. And exhale. Take a deep breath and exhale. Take a deep breath and exhale. One last deep breath and exhale. And when you are ready, bring yourself back to the room. Well, congratulations. We've been through the last of the five-minute meditations. Yay, you. And I think maybe if you've had any interesting experiences, I would love to hear about them. You might have gone longer than 5 minutes in your experience. You might have seen images. Whatever it is, if you care to share it with the community, it might be kind of interesting and it might really help. I know, again, I've said this before, but I want to reiterate, trying to sort of work with a community of people, because meditating in a group is very powerful. You don't see each other, you don't know one another, but if you meditate together, like via this video, it does entangle us, right? It does connect us. We're always connected, but it connects us in a very in a stronger way. So please share. If you have any comments, I'd be happy to hear them, or write to me at the email, and I'll share it. If you don't mind us sharing your experience, I will definitely share it. I have another video coming out. It's more in the Mo'olelo section, which I think will talk more on how you work through the healing aspect of your meditations. But the next series is going to be 15 minutes, and I hope you will join me for that. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And a hui ho. Till the next time.